Hey guys, so as you may have noticed, we just hit 100 subscribers on the channel. I just wanted to take a second and say thank you guys, I really appreciate it, and yeah, let's keep going. So in a previous video, I mentioned possibly making a second account and doing a guide for new players on what weapons you should be purchasing and what equipment you should be purchasing and what order you should be purchasing it in. Now this is not only for new players, it's also for players who are very experienced, they have an account, but maybe you want to make a second account for whatever reason. And here I'm going to show you really quickly how to make a second account. So all you have to do is click on settings, and then you're going to go into user account. And once you're in user account, all you have to do is turn the Google Play connection off and then back on, and it will prompt you and ask what account you want to be on. And you can create a second Google account just by creating a new email account, so it's really easy. So yeah, let's get into the video now. Okay, so there are a few other guides on YouTube on creating a new account and what stuff you should purchase and in what order and stuff. It's changed a little bit since some weapons were nerfed, some very powerful early game weapons like the Falcon and the Hurricane. Since they were nerfed, the purchase order is going to be very, very different from before. The part that has stayed the same is that you always want to be rushing to get the Death Dealer as soon as possible, and you want to be buying the Panther pants as soon as possible. The Death Dealer is the most powerful early game weapon, so you will be able to get really a lot of kills and do your quests and stuff while saving up for more expensive weapons. And the Panther pants are still the only meta pants for the entire game. No one really uses anything else these days. Okay, so once you have your Panther pants and your Death Dealer, your next goal is going to be to upgrade that Death Dealer to level 2. It costs like a few thousand gun bucks, it's not that expensive, you should be able to do it very quickly. Oh yeah, nice quadricle in the background there. So after you have the level 2 Death Dealer, you're going to want to buy a helmet. And the helmet that is the best throughout all levels is the Fumigator helmet. So this is where my guide is different from some other guides, because in the past, the best, most effective method was to purchase a machine gun called the Hurricane. It was really overpowered before, and it was a good investment. Now it's nerfed, it's not a good investment, it will not do well at high levels, so I don't recommend investing any gold into it. Really, you don't want to be investing any gold into anything that you won't be using at level 34 plus. So after you have your Panther, your Fumigator, and your Death Dealer, you're going to be really effective in low level games. As you could tell by my stats before, most people don't know what the best order is to buy stuff in, so they end up with weak weapons like the guillotine or some, bad weapon. So you're going to have a huge advantage using these premium weapons. Well, they're pretty good for low level anyways. So basically what you're going to want to be doing now that you have these is you're just going to be wanting to play just enough every day to do your daily quests. Now this might seem weird, but if you play more, you're actually going to get more XP, and then you're going to fight against higher levels, and you're going to be getting XP but not a whole lot of gun bucks from your quests. So it's actually, the ratio is going to change, and instead of being very powerful for your level and having a lot of resources at your level, you're actually going to become weaker at your level because you're high level without having completed a lot of quests, so you won't have as much gun bucks to have good weapons. So using this method of just playing enough to do the quests every day, you will have reached level 10, and you should have roughly 30,000 gun bucks saved up by the time you're level 10. That means you're on track with doing the quests every day and gaining just the right amount of XP. Now at level 10, you do have the option to upgrade the Death Dealer to level 3, and you can do that, but it's going to set you back, and it's going to take you a little bit longer to unlock your end game shotgun, which is going to be the Onslaught. So if you feel like you need to upgrade it just because you feel like it's underperforming at level 2, you can, but it's just going to take you a few extra days to get the Onslaught. Anyways, it's up to you. It doesn't really matter if you do or not. Your next gun is going to be the Onslaught either way, and you will be able to get it in roughly the same amount of time, just a few days later. So the Onslaught is a great weapon to be using for the rest of the game. It's very powerful. Some people think it's better than the Ranger, other people think it's a little bit worse than the Ranger. Either way, it's second or third place for shotguns. It's very strong. It's a very good weapon to be using for the rest of the game. You're also going to be using the Fumigator and the Panther Pants for the rest of the game. I use them right now. They're my favorite choices. Anyways, so after you have the Onslaught, you're going to have a really premium weapon. It's going to be pretty easy to get kills in games and stuff. You're still going to have to play at a very close range because you won't have a ranged weapon yet. But trust me, it's worth it. You don't want to be buying crappy ranged weapons and wasting your resources on them. You want to just be saving right up after you get the Onslaught to buy the Mamba. And after you buy the Mamba, you're going to be saving up to get the Jack Frost once you reach level 28. Anyways, you're also going to want to start doing your jacket upgrades right after you buy the Onslaught. So yeah, you're going to be saving for the Mamba and upgrading your jacket. Do not upgrade your jacket until you get the Onslaught though, I forgot to say. The jacket's not that important in low levels as long as you have the Fumigator. It's going to keep you alive as long as you're getting kills and stuff. And yeah, just don't waste gunbucks on your jacket because you're really going to need that Onslaught as soon as you can possibly get it. Alright guys, I'm going to put a summary of the purchase order on screen here. The last item I suggest you get is the sniper rifle, and I would suggest Iceberg if you like sniping, and Scout if you don't think you're going to be using the sniper that much, and then you can just use it to move around the map. Alright guys, once you have this setup complete, you're going to be very competitive against all players. It's going to be a little bit more difficult against players who are using Juggernauts and Porcupines and, gold weapons, but you're going to be able to outplay them and outperform them in the long run. Also, once you have this set up, you can begin to save up gold. It takes roughly 4 months of doing daily quests to be able to save up enough gold for one weapon, for one endgame weapon, level 34 plus, like the Juggernaut or the Porcupine. I suggest you buy the Juggernaut first, because the Onslaught is closer to the Porcupine than the Mamba is to the Juggernaut. A lot of people disagree, but it's really up to you, and you see what you use more. If you use the Onslaught more, then buy the Porcupine. If you use the Mamba more, then buy the Juggernaut. That's basically how you figure it out. And yeah, so after 4 months, you'll have your first gold weapon. After another 4 months, you'll have your second. I know it takes a while, but that's the grind of being free to play. Thank you guys again for 100 subscribers. Thanks for watching this video. Thanks for all the support. There's an Unstoppable in the background. Just a side note there. Alright guys, see you next time.
Hello, do you receive my echo?